What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today I've got some more classic Entitled Parents stories for you, which you're gonna love. Your guinea pig looks sad and scared, so I'm taking him with me. Just like the title says, an entitled poop stain tried to take my guinea pig because she thinks that it looks scared or sad. Now, before I go into detail, I wonder why a small animal would be scared of a loud, drunk, and obnoxious idiot barging into my home. So it's currently 11 PM at the time of this post, and it's hot as anything in the UK, and I'm just about to try to go to sleep. But lo and behold, a drunk, idiotic, obnoxious, brain-dead moron comes barging into my home and starts talking poop about me, as well as my dad and my younger brothers. Now, for those of you who catch on quickly, I'm indeed talking about my mum, who I've blacklisted out of my life. Now, she thinks the world revolves around her and has a hissy fit whenever someone proves her wrong. She starts sobbing and crying, saying, "Lunatic, nobody loves me. Why does nobody love me?" To which I explained to her, "You're an abusive drunk, you're cruel and vindictive, you talk trash about your own freaking kids, and then you start to wonder why nobody in your family loves you?" She tries to BS her way out of it, saying, "Oh, I don't mean it. I only say those things when I'm drunk." She doesn't. So as I'm tired, annoyed, and done with her, I tell her she can either get out on her own or I'll call the cops to get her out. She reluctantly does so, but when she walks past my living room and sees my guinea pig curled up next to a frozen water bottle, she goes, "Oh, look at your little baby. He looks so sad." At this point, I walk to the door and order her out much more aggressively to try and get it through to her head that she has to leave. When she walks up, she goes, "Fine, I'll freaking leave, but I'm taking your guinea pig with me. It looks sad and scared." To which I grab the guinea pig out of her hands and shove her out, locking the door behind me, with her going, "How dare you? I'm your mother. I demand you give me your guinea pig so I can look after it." She's still screaming her head off whilst I'm now stuck wide awake in this dreadful heat, calming and soothing my guinea pig. And she wonders why I want to get a restraining order against her. Honestly, with these Karens, it's like, how stupid can you be? Yes, obviously the guinea pig is sad and scared. You've just come in at home late at night being loud and obnoxious and drunk. If you were a guinea pig in that situation, you'd also be terrified. Honestly, that moron is pretty lucky that guinea pig didn't bite. I've seen some guinea pig bites before. They're not pretty. They can be pretty harmful, you know. I kind of wish she had got bitten in a kind of malicious way, but it would have been some pretty good karma, I guess. The true sad bit of this story is when your mum says, "Oh, I don't mean it. I only say those things when I'm drunk." Yeah, but you choose to drink, therefore you're choosing to take in alcohol. What you say when you're drunk, you're still culpable for. You know, if you say something bad, it's still your fault. You're still guilty. It doesn't matter if you're drunk or not. Now, before we move on to our next story, guys, we've actually got a little picture of the guinea pig right here. I mean, what a cute little... I don't want to see that thing be scared of an abusive mum, a drunk mum. I feel bad for it because it's so cute. OP, just try and keep your guinea pig away from your mum for his entire life if you can. It's too cute to lose. Moving on to our next story, entitled parent tries to enter my apartment to measure the bedroom. So, this happened 3 years ago. I was renting a basement apartment that I loved. My landlords were great, the aunt and uncle of my childhood friend. And I lived there for 3.5 years. Halfway through, they told me they wanted to sell the place, but probably not that soon, since the husband was working on a commercial ship 9 months at a time. I just asked them to tell me when they decide to sell. Anyway, 13 to 14 months pass and they decide to start the process. They introduce me to the realtors, everything gets sorted out. Up to this point, everything is going great. The realtors give me 24-hour notice before they bring buyers. I can stay home during the showings or go about my business. I have no complaints about them or my landlords throughout the entire process. Then, one day, I just got back from work and didn't feel like going out again. But the realtors came with a family of 5 or 6. It was unannounced, I just forgot, so I decided to stay. The family consisted of a mother, father, adult daughter, and 2 or 3 kids. I can't remember. The father was a piece of work. Now, the thing is, I lived in a touristy town on the Mediterranean coast. It was summer. People try to pull all sorts of cons here. So, the entitled father said, "I know you said someone lived here, but we hope to stay a couple of days to get the feel of the apartment, you know." The realtor replied, What? This place isn't for rent. OP already lives here." "Well, I can't buy something just like that, but okay, obviously we can't stay the night." "Sorry, no you can't. I live here." He moves on, measures things left and right, wondering out loud if their large wardrobe will fit into the bedroom, how he wants wants to buy an apartment for his daughter because she wants to go to college here. Eventually, they pack up and leave for the beach. I saw them later. The beach was 2 minutes away from the apartments. The next day, there were no scheduled showings, so I decided to do one thing everyone does when they live right next to the beach: take a nap after work. But before my head even hit the pillow, I hear someone coming down the stairs. There were only 2 basement apartments, and my neighbors went away for a week. I get up and go for the door to spy, but before I even made it halfway there, someone rattles the doorknob, and then 10 seconds later starts knocking. I was really confused and freaked out. I go to the door, and lo and behold, it's the entitled father from yesterday. I do not open my door. Who is it? It's me, EF. We were here yesterday. What do you want? I want to measure the space in your bedroom to see if my daughter's wardrobe will fit. No, you're not getting in. But I can't buy the place if I don't know. It's for my daughter. Then call the realtor. They have all the measurements on file. I'm not letting you in. I'll buy this place and evict you. Good luck. I have 3 months left on the lease, and you can't do anything about that. My landlords told me that if the place sells before my lease is up, the contract states I can't be evicted before the lease is up. I already had a place lined up though. The entitled father starts cussing out, and I hear him go away. I called the landlords and realtors after that. They were all mortified and worried someone like that just came to my place, tried to let himself in, and threatened to evict me. The entitled father did not buy the apartment after all, because the landlords refused to ever deal with him again. The realtors told him it was sold. To this day, I believe their plan was to find a place to crash at for a few days for a free vacation under the pretext of buying the place for their daughter. I still had to improvise webcams around the apartment to keep an eye on it while I was at work for the remainder of my stay there. I spent an entire summer not feeling safe in my own home. Oh wow, that's horrible. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That didn't even cross my mind. But what a scummy thing to do if that is what this entitled family were doing. Just, you know, faking buying somewhere just because you can't be bothered to spend a little bit of money and rent somewhere or a hotel for a few days. That is seriously low. And that's the thing, right? These guys don't realize when they do things like this, it makes the person who lives in that house really uncomfortable. Like you said, you spent the entire summer not feeling yourself in your own home. I wouldn't want that upon anyone. That's just a horrible thing to deal with. All I can say is it's clearly a good thing that your landlords and realtors had a little bit of common sense and didn't just say, you know what, we'll accept your offer, get out OP, because in that situation it could have been quite easy to take the money. Then again, maybe the money wasn't even there in the first place if this offer was just fake for a free vacation. Now moving on to our final story of today's video. Entitled dad picks on teen girls because he's intimidated by a bouncer. I am a hostess at an outdoor beer garden. We are open to families during the day, but in the evening everything becomes 21 and over. Yesterday, a couple came to eat with their toddler for lunch, who was screaming and crying before they even walked in. As the hosting team, we made sure to seat the family at a low top table with seats with backs to accommodate their child, because we are nice and thoughtful hostesses. Apparently, the couple let their child run around the restaurant and make a mess with the gravel on the ground, and the bouncer asked the couple to please keep their child seated. He even referenced the signs on the wall that said children must stay seated. Naturally, the couple gets angry and decides to leave, of course. On their way out, they march around to the hosting table and start berating us. Hi, I think you guys did a great job as hostesses. You were nice and all, but I have a suggestion, just a suggestion. We came to this restaurant because it's kid friendly and we just wanted to have a good time. But that man told us our kid can't run around and have fun. How's a kid supposed to stay seated in a place like this that's made for kids to run around? Myself and the other hosts show visible confusion. You should have told us beforehand that our child wouldn't be able to run around. When you see that someone has a child, you need to inform them of the rules before seating them. I'm just trying to make a suggestion for you guys to help you do a better job next time. Because now our experience was ruined and that's why we've decided to leave. And then the man just walks away and the three of us were just left confused and annoyed. Like, one, I think I know how to do my job. It's not your fault you can't control your child in public. Two, this is a bar. It's not exactly family friendly. We just tolerate children during the day. And three, it's not my fault you're so insecure as a grown man that you have to take out your anger on three 19-year-olds because the big scary bouncer told you to control your snot goblin. Ugh. Wow, look at that. Some quality logic shown right there from this entitled dad. Just makes absolutely no sense. Why would it be... I just can't be bothered. Like, why does he think it's the job of the hostesses to tell him, oh, this place might not be suitable for kids? Firstly, it's your job to know that before you go somewhere, surely. And secondly, it's a bar. Bars are 21 plus in America, I assume this is. That's not going to be the ideal place for a kid. What are you expecting? Like a climbing frame outside? Some, like, I don't know, some toys to play with? Like, it's a bar where you drink alcohol with adults. What? To be fair, if there are any kid-friendly beer gardens, I would love to see one, because I'm not really sure they exist. And also, I'm not sure I know of any restaurants that let kids just run around freely through the tables with all the waiters and waitresses. That sounds like a recipe for disaster, pardon the pun, and it's just not very sensible. Now, before I end today's video, let's quickly check out today's fan art, courtesy of Taylor. Bang. I mean, this is lovely. You've got to admit, you know, as you guys know, I'm a massive fan of snakes. I've even got one myself, Marty. For those of you that know, you know. I can't go and get him right now. I'd love to, but he's probably asleep. It's the middle of the day. But yeah, still, awesome fan art. It's just really nicely done. The snake, lovely. A lovely yellow snake to go with the yellow art, and a nice little heart as well. Appreciate it, Taylor, man. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of Entitled Parents. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you did and you want a little bit more from me, there's more on the screen right now. And also, go and check out yesterday's video if you haven't done already, because that has a very big announcement. That's going to be... No, it's going to be there, is my guess. You know what? I don't actually know, because I never know which way the camera is around until I get to the end screen. But who really cares? Hope you enjoyed. See you tomorrow for more.